Welcome to the Geolocation Face Attendance system. This is a production-grade Flutter application for iOS and Android that combines GPS geofencing, on-device AI face recognition, QR code quick attendance, leave and overtime management, all backed by Firebase Firestore and optionally synced to Odoo 18 ERP. The app delivers 8 core features. Face registration and recognition using mobile FaceNet running entirely on-device. GPS geofence check-in and check-out verified by the Haversign formula. QR code quick attendance for fast check-in without face or GPS requirements. Leave management with 6 leave types and document attachment support. Overtime session tracking with start and end times and duration calculation. Attendance performance bar charts showing daily and monthly summaries. A custom password reset flow using OTP email and a versal serverless function. And optional Odoo 18 ERP synchronization with an offline queue for reliability. On the mobile side, the app is built with Flutter 3.41 and Dart. Google ML Kit detects faces in camera frames. The mobile FaceNet TF Lite model runs entirely on-device to extract a 192-dimensional embedding. The camera package provides live preview and capture. Geolocator streams real-time GPS coordinates. Flutter Map with OpenStreetMap renders a live position map. Mobile Scanner handles QR code scanning, and QR Flutter generates QR images. FL Chart renders daily and monthly bar charts. Flutter Image Compress applies 2-pass JPEG compression before uploads. Image Picker and File Picker support gallery, camera, and PDF or Word document selection. On the backend and services side, Firebase Authentication handles login. Cloud Firestore stores all data across 8 collections with deployed security rules and indexes. UploadThing version 7 provides CDN storage for face photos and document attachments. A Next.js presign proxy deployed on Versal handles UploadThing uploads with 2 route handlers, image uploader for photos and document uploader for PDFs and Word files. A separate Versal serverless function performs the custom password reset using Firebase Admin SDK. Odoo 18 integration offers 7 REST endpoints, enabled by setting turn_sync_odoo equals 1 in the .env file. Shared preferences stores both the Odoo offline retry queue and the Odoo configuration. The crypto package provides HMAC SHA-256 for both QR token generation and password reset verification. The app follows a clean 3-layer architecture without block or any state management library. Screens are plain stateful widgets that call service classes directly. Services handle all business logic, Firestore reads and writes, and HTTP calls. The app layer holds the color theme constants and a global tab value notifier. A config class stores Odoo base URL and API key in shared preferences. The core ML layer wraps the mobile FaceNet TF Lite model to produce 192-dimensional embeddings. A Versal serverless function handles password reset with Firebase Admin SDK. And a separate Next.js project on Versal acts as the UploadThing presign proxy. Face registration is a one-time setup for each employee. The camera live preview captures a photo when the user taps the button. ML Kit face detector finds the bounding box. If no face is detected, the process stops immediately. Mobile FaceNet extracts a 192-dimensional float embedding from the face crop. The photo is compressed with Flutter Image Compress at quality 85, falling back to 70 if still over 2 megabytes. The upload flow sends a presign request to the Next.js proxy, then puts the file as multi-part form data to UploadThing. The embedding and the CDN URL are saved to Firestore. Critically, the old face photo is only deleted after both the new upload and Firestore write succeed, ensuring no data loss. GPS geofencing is the first line of fraud prevention. Geolocator streams live coordinates every second. The Haversign formula calculates the precise distance from the user to every office. The nearest office is selected automatically and check-in is only enabled when the user is within the configured radius. Face verification using Euclidean distance below 1.0 is also required before the check-in is recorded. The check-ins collection stores the user ID, office name, GPS coordinates, face score, and timestamps. At checkout, the face is scanned again, and GPS is always recorded. If the user is outside the office radius at checkout, the flag outside checkout field is set to true for admin review. QR code attendance offers fast check-in and check-out without face scanning or GPS. The token formula uses HMAC SHA-256 on the office ID :date string, taking the first 16 hex characters. This makes tokens deterministic. The same office and date always produce the same token, and they automatically rotate every midnight. Admins generate daily tokens from the Generator tab, which are upserted to the QR tokens collection. The scanner validates the scanned value against Firestore for today's date. The app automatically determines whether to check in or check out based on the user's active session. Every scan, whether valid or invalid, is permanently recorded in the QR attendance collection. Leave management supports 6 leave types: sick, annual, personal, maternity or paternity, emergency, and unpaid. The user picks a date range and the total days are calculated automatically. An optional attachment can be a gallery image, a camera photo, or a PDF or Word document. Images are compressed before upload and routed to the image uploader upload thing route. Documents skip compression and go to the document uploader route with an 8 MB limit. The leave request is saved to Firestore with status pending. Users can cancel a pending leave, which sets the status to cancelled. Hard delete is disabled. Both create and cancel operations and queue a leave upsert to Odoo 18. Overtime management lets employees start and end overtime sessions with full audit trail. The start dialog collects a required reason, optional notes, and an optional document attachment. The attachment picker offers 3 options: gallery image, camera photo, or PDF and Word document. Images are compressed, documents go directly to the document uploader upload thing route. The overtime file prefix is face overtime followed by the user ID for easy identification in the CDN. An active session banner is shown at the top of the screen while the session is running. The end dialog lets the user add closing notes before the session is marked as completed. Duration is automatically calculated and shown on each history card. Both start and end operations sync to Odoo 18 via the overtime upsert endpoint. The password reset flow bypasses Firebase reset emails entirely, because Gmail silently blocks emails from Firebase's Noraply address. In Step 1, the user enters their email and receives a 4-digit OTP via Gmail SMTP. The OTP is valid for 5 minutes. In Step 2, the user enters the OTP, which is verified client-side. On success, the app generates an HMAC SHA-256 token from the secret and the email timestamp pair. In Step 3, the user sets a new password. The Versal function verifies the HMAC, checks that the token is less than 15 minutes old, and uses Firebase Admin SDK to update the password directly. No email delivery, no deep link, no browser required. Odoo 18 sync is completely optional and adds 0 overhead when disabled. Setting turn_sync_odoo equals 1 in the .env file activates all sync calls. After every successful Firebase write, the corresponding enqueue method is called. If the device is online and Odoo is reachable, the HTTP post is sent immediately with the XGFA API key authentication header. If the call fails for any reason, the task is saved to a shared preferences queue. The queue is retried automatically on the next app startup and can also be triggered manually from the settings screen. Tasks are dropped after 15 failed attempts. All 7 Odoo endpoints use upsert logic keyed on the Firebase document ID, so replaying queued tasks never creates duplicate records. The Odoo 18 custom module exposes 8 endpoints. The check-in upsert endpoint creates or updates the GFA attendance check-in model. The checkout update endpoint fills in the end time and checkout fields. Office upsert and user upsert keep Odoo's office and employee records in sync. The leave upsert handles both new leave submissions and cancellations. The overtime upsert is called both when a session starts and when it ends. The QR attendance upsert is create only. Once a scan record exists, it is only updated with sync timestamps. And the ping endpoint lets the settings screen test connectivity and API key validity. Firestore has 8 collections. User stores the profile, the 192 float face embedding array, and the face CDN URL. Office location stores GPS coordinates and geofence radius and is readable by all authenticated users. Check-in stores user ID, GPS coordinates, face score, and check-in time. Checkouts links back to the check-in document and stores the outside radius flag. Leave stores the leave type, date range, total days, reason, and optional attachment URL. Overtime stores start time, end time, reason, notes, and optional document URL. QR token stores the daily 16-character HMAC token per office. And QR attendance permanently records every scan with its validity and linked check-in ID. The Firestore security rules enforce strict data ownership. User profile documents can only be read and written by the owner. Office locations are accessible to all authenticated users since employees need to read them for geofencing. Check-in records are fully owned by the user whose user ID matches. Checkout records are writable by any authenticated user to support QR checkout flow. Leave and overtime records can be read, created, and updated by the owner, but hard delete is disabled. Cancellation is done via status field update only. QR tokens can be created and updated by any authenticated user but cannot be deleted. QR attendance records are immutable after creation, update and delete are set to false. 7 composite indexes are deployed to Firestore to support the app's queries efficiently. 2 indexes on check-ins support the history list in descending order and the performance charts in ascending order. Leaves and overtimes each have an index on user ID and created at for history lists. Overtimes has an additional index on user ID and status for the active session lookup query. QR attendance uses an index on user ID and timestamp for the scan history. And QR tokens uses an index on date and token to support the validation query that finds a matching token for today. The face registration upload flow has 7 steps. First, the camera captures a photo, ML-Kit detects the face bounding box, and Mobile FaceNet extracts the 192-dimensional embedding. If no face is detected, the process stops immediately. Second, the old face URL is read from Firestore for later cleanup. Third, the photo is compressed at quality 85, falling back to 70 if still over 2 megabytes. Fourth, a presign request is sent to the next.js proxy with the image uploader slug. Fifth, the file is put as multi-part form data to the upload thing ingest URL. Sixth, the embedding and CDN URL are saved to Firestore. Finally, the old file is deleted from upload thing only after both the upload and Firestore write succeed. The upload file helper and upload thing service.dart routes to the correct upload thing handler based on the file extension. If the extension is JPG, JPEG, PNG, WEP, or GIF, it is treated as an image. Images are compressed with Flutter Image Compress at quality 85, falling back to 70 if over 2 megabytes, then sent to the image uploader route with a 4 megabyte limit. All other files, PDF, doc, or docs, skip compression and go to the document uploader route with an 8 megabyte limit. The file naming convention uses meaningful prefixes, face_UID for face photos, leave_UID for leave attachments, and face_overtime_UID for overtime documents, making it easy to identify files by purpose in the CDN. The geolocation check-in flow starts when the app loads. GPS permission is requested and office locations are fetched from Firestore. Geolocator then streams position updates every second. The haversign formula calculates distance from the user to every office, and the nearest one is selected. The check-in button is only enabled when the user is within the office radius. Tapping check-in opens the camera. The face is captured and compared to the stored embedding using Euclidean distance. A distance below 1.0 is a match, 1.0 or above is rejected. On success, the attendance service creates a document in the check-ins collection. Finally, if Odoo Sync is enabled, a check-in upsert is enqueued. The QR attendance flow has two sides, scanner and generator. In the Scanner tab, a live camera streams barcode data. A processing flag prevents double scans when the camera reads the same QR rapidly. The scan value is validated against today's QR tokens in Firestore. The app checks for an active check-in session to determine whether this is a check-in or check-out. The attendance service is called with GPS and face score set to 0 since QR bypasses both. Every scan, valid or invalid, is recorded in QR attendance and enqueued for Odoo Sync. In the Admin Generator tab, tapping Generate computes the HMAC SHA-256 token, upserts it to Firestore, and displays it as a QR image that employees can scan. The password reset flow avoids Firebase reset emails entirely. Step 1. The user enters their email. Gmail SMTP sends a 4-digit OTP valid for 5 minutes. Step 2. The OTP is verified client-side. On success, the app generates an HMAC SHA-256 token using the reset secret and the email timestamp pair. Step 3. The user enters a new password, which is posted to the Versal serverless function along with the token and timestamp. Step 4. Versal checks the HMAC signature, verifies the token is less than 15 minutes old, and validates that the password is at least 6 characters. Step 5. Firebase Admin SDK updates the password directly. The user is redirected to login without ever needing an email deep link. The Odoo Sync flow is triggered after every successful Firebase write. The first thing each enqueue method does is check the turn_sync_doo flag. If it is not equal to 1, the method returns immediately with 0 overhead. If sync is enabled, the Odoo configuration is loaded from shared preferences. An HTTP post is sent to the appropriate endpoint with the JSON payload and the XGFA API key authentication header. If Odoo returns 200 with success true, the task is done. On any failure, timeout, network error, or non-200 response, the task is serialized to the shared preferences queue. The queue is processed on every app startup and can be manually retried from the settings screen. After 15 failed attempts, a task is dropped to prevent queue bloat. The leave and overtime submission flows follow the same pattern. For leave, the user fills the form with leave type, date range, reason, and an optional attachment. If an attachment is provided, it is compressed if it is an image and uploaded to the appropriate upload thing route. The leave service then writes the document to Firestore with status pending, and immediately enqueues a leave upsert to Odoo. Cancellation sets the status to cancelled and enqueues another sync. For overtime, the start dialog collects reason, notes, and an optional document. The document is uploaded to the document uploader route with the face overtime UID prefix. The overtime service creates a Firestore document with status active and enqueues the start sync. When the user ends the session, end time is set, status becomes completed, and another sync is enqueued. The app spans 3 cloud deployments. The UploadThing presign proxy runs as a next.js app on Versal at uploadthingquickstart.versal.app. It serves 2 route handlers, image uploader for face photos and compressed images, and document uploader for PDF and Word document attachments. The password reset API is a separate Versal serverless function at Geolocation Face Attendance.versal.app. All uploaded files are served permanently from UploadThing's CDN at ups.io. Firebase Project Circle Track 2 hosts authentication, Firestore, security rules, and indexes. The optional Odoo 18 custom module version 18.0.2.0.0 adds 7 REST endpoints for ERP sync. The Flutter app is built as a signed release APK with Flutter Build APK release. To summarize, this is a production-ready Flutter attendance application covering the full lifecycle of employee time tracking. Face AI runs entirely on-device using mobile FaceNet, no face photos leave the phone. GPS geofencing with the Haversine formula prevents location fraud. QR code attendance provides fast check-in without geo or face requirements. Leave and overtime management include document upload, status tracking, and full ODA sync. Upload thing handles all file storage with separate route handlers for images and documents. A custom OTP and Versal password reset flow bypasses Firebase reset email limitations. And Odoo 18 sync with an offline queue ensures no data is lost when connectivity is intermittent. The app is fully configured, tested, and ready for deployment. Thank you for watching.